Hello, dear students. Let's see one more example program on functions and let us trace the output of the program. Now, just check in this example 4, you can see that there is a global variable w declared with no value. So, obviously, w is going to be 0. And this is a global variable which can be used throughout the program. We have a function f1 which has two parameters x and y, and the function returns int. So the last line is return some value. Also, inside the code, inside the body of the function, we have variable z declared with static storage class. Recall the properties of static variable. Static variables are preserved in the memory even if the scope ends. Just make sure you have gone through all the videos about storage class very well, and you understand and you know properties of static storage class very well. So as we know that we are scanning, we are tracing this program, it's pretty important, isn't it? We first see what main does. So we are having in main we are having three variables x, y, and z. Just check. When main starts, main notices that it has three variable of its own, 1, 2, and 3 with the values as shown, and the next line is printing x, y, z, w. You recall there is a global variable w with the value 0 initially, this variable w. And main can readily use w because main does not have its own variable with the name w. So the first output on the screen will be value of x1, value of y2, value of z3, and value of w0. Okay. Now let's see the call. Check that. The next line of main is the call to the function. This can be read as z should become equal to, of course, z of main should become equal to f1, and we are passing the value of x, which is 1, and value of y, which is 2. So clearly the parameter x will become 1 and parameter y will become 2. So when f1 starts, it has one parameter x and y. X is 1, y is 2. And then what comes next is f1 says that I have a variable z with value initialized to 1. And listen, this is static variable. So what is the property of the static variable? Even when this f1 will end, f1 function will end, this z will not be destroyed. But x and y, which are local parameters, will get destroyed from the memory. Okay. The next line is x plus plus, y plus plus, w plus plus. Okay, let's try. In f1, we are increasing x. In f1, we are increasing y. And in f1, we are increasing w. There is no w in the scope of f1. But there is a global w. So global w will get increased by 1. Next line, which I am underlining, it says that z should become x plus y plus w. With z, of course, static z, we are in f1 function. So static z, this z should become x, that is 2, plus y, that is 3, plus w, that is 1. So static z will become 6. And then we are returning z. So literally we are returning value of z, isn't it? And that z, that is 6, will be returned at the call. Here is the call. On the right hand side of the statement, 6 will be stored by z. With z here, with z we are talking about z of main, because we are back in main, and main says that z is my variable. I have such a variable and I will update this to 6. That's it. Then we are back in main, isn't it? But don't forget, when we are back in main, surely f1 function is over, isn't it? But look, I am erasing only parameters x and y of f1, but I am not erasing z, because z was static. Although z was declared inside f1, but it was static variable, and even its value, that is 6, will be preserved in the memory. So just give me some time. Agreed that F1 has gone out of scope, but Z, which was static, is still there in the memory and its value is 6. Okay. But listen, we are back in main, isn't it? When we are back in main, we will now talk about variables declared in the main. Let me clean a few things again. Okay, you agree that now when we are back in main, this call is over? We were learning about this call, and this call has changed Z. Check the table, Z has changed to 6. Now the next line is printing X, Y, Z, W. X of main is 1, Y of main is 2, Z of main is 6, and W, which is global W, is 1. This is the output. All right. I hope you are understanding. Now, let's see the next line of main. There is one more call there, isn't it? So what will happen due to the next call? Here we go. This is the call. This says X should become equal to, of course, X of main, X of main. X should become equal to, call to F1, pass the value of Y is 2, and pass the value of Z. Hello, listen, Z is 6 now. So in the function F1, X will become 2, Y will become 6. So I am opening F1 function again. X becomes 2, Y becomes 6, and static int Z is not declared again. I hope you have seen the fundamentals of static storage class. Static Z is not declared again because last time this static Z was preserved in the memory and even its value was preserved. Okay. Next line is X plus plus. So X of F1 becomes 3, then Y plus plus Y of F1 becomes 7, and then static Z, isn't it? We are in F1 function. So static Z becomes X, that is 3, plus Y, that is 7, plus global W. Oh, I forgot to increase global W. I am so sorry. There was W plus plus here. So W, which was 1, now becomes 2. So 3 plus 7, 10 plus 2. So this static Z will become 12. And we are returning Z, check. So we are returning 12. And obviously 12 will return back in main at the call and 12 will go in X. So here X is getting changed to 12 in main. And of course the function is over. When the function is over, we know that the local parameters X and Y are deleted, but static has to stay, isn't it? This Z has to stay here with the value 12. Of course, main now has X equal to 12, Y equal to 2, and Z equal to 6. So obviously when we resume in main, look, we are printing X, Y, Z, W. But X is 12, Y is 2, Z is 6, and remember W is 2. Global W has changed to 2. Okay. So are we ready for the next call? Here we go. Let me update. Let me clean a few things. So what do you say about the last call in the main here? This line is X should become equal to, call to F1, pass X is 12, pass X again, value of X, which is 12. So when F1 function starts, local parameter X is 12, local parameter Y is 12, and static Z is not declared again because static Z is 12. Now X plus plus will make local X of F1 13, Y plus plus will make local Y of F1 13, then W plus plus will make global W equal to 3, global W is made 3, and then Z, which is static Z of F1, will become 13 plus 13 plus 3. So that's 26 plus 3, it will become 29. And we are returning Z, last line of the function. So 29 will be returned back at the call, and 29 will be saved by X. So X of main becomes 29. And the last line is printing X, Y, Z, W. X is 29, Y is 2, Z is 6, but remember W, global W had become 3. So this is the entire output. After that, obviously the program ends. So this example taught us again how to deal with static variables. And of course, there was a mixture of static variables, then global variables, local parameters, and local variables all in one. Okay, I hope you are becoming used to tracing such codes. And of course, you know that in gate exam, some blah blah program like this will be given, just as I have written, and some output. So you have to trace the output on paper. And I hope you are becoming used to it. Okay, thank you very much.